everyone, welcome to episode number 9. And before we get started today, I want to have a quick check on the audio, the video, and if there's any glitch that you can find, because this is the very first time I'm using Hi Brito, I am well. How are you? Thanks for joining in. Yeah, so this is the first time I just got one of my items in my checklist accomplished, and that is my new MacBook Pro. Of course, the M1 chip, because I think the Intel one is too costly right now for me. I mean, it's a huge budget I can't think of. Bit of static and microphone audio feed. Is it like my voice isn't good? I mean, there is no clarity. Okay, maybe, yeah, I just put this sponge on. Maybe I just take it off. Okay, so how's it now? How's the audio now? Is it better? Because to be very honest, I have no idea. I just connected devices, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so if you can just once again, Chuck, if you can just let me know if the audio is okay. And hi, Oliver. I think I see a newbie in here. Thanks for coming to my stream. And I'm glad that you could make it till here. And Chuck, if you can just let me know if the audio is better now. I have no idea how it is. So, or maybe I just bring the microphone a bit closer if this is gonna work. Yeah. So, okay. It's still static. Okay, so maybe just a minute, let me just check. Okay, is it better now? I'm not sure. Okay. You're programming radio skills on your job. That's good. So this is gonna help you. The audio streaming example. We'll be talking about the skill today. But I just want to make sure that my audio turns out good, because I want to get started before that. This is so time consuming. It should be good because I haven't changed anything in my OBS setup. Okay, it got a little better. Yeah. To be very honest, I've got no idea why this is happening. I can switch to my laptop's audio, but I'm not sure how that's gonna be. There can be a noise from my laptop if I do that. But, well, if it's quite better, maybe I just get going and not waste a lot of time. So, once again, hello and welcome everyone to episode 9. So, to be very honest, it's my 9th episode, and I'm feeling very sad already because the next week will be my last episode. But yeah, I can be sad then, but yeah. Anyway, so today is gonna be fun because we'll not be doing any not be doing a lot of tough stuff, just quick and easy simple things. And I love the entire audio functionality about Alexa, about how you get your audios to get to working in your Alexa skills, how you get it to streaming and you know how it works out. And also today the internet connection is not well in my place, so that might be a reason why there's a blurry video. And I wanted to test the camera of my new laptop, so I didn't use my external cam. So I think I'm looking okay with my face is clear. Okay, so talking about the audio streaming skill, how many of you have already built a audio streaming skill or a radio skill? Or I think Oliver says that he's working on a skill that could do that. And apart from Oliver, how many of you have built a radio station or something? You can let me know on the chats, because that would help a lot of input in my brains. So going ahead with the audio streaming skill today. So let's first talk about some of its benefits or utilities. So what could be the use cases of a audio streaming skill? So I think the first one is you can use it in a podcast. You can use it on a web radio to make a web radio standing still on legs. And yeah, so that's the second one. The third one is you can have a long playlist to be in play mode. And what else? I think, where else do we stream audio? So I think you can have a news channel. Someone few weeks back on the Slack channel, I don't remember his name, but he approached me and asked me about if we just had a skill that would give away news. So I told him that we can use the audio streaming skill template that Dabble has, and then you can maybe manipulate it with some of extra coding, and you can just make it to be the skill that you want to have. Hi Harsh, thank you for joining. Thanks for joining. You see, this is the best part. When I see people coming in, I feel so good that I got some viewers tonight. And so before I go ahead again to the next slide or to the next topic, I just want to, what was I going to say? I just forgot. Oh my god, do you have the same thing in your... Yeah, I just remembered. Yeah, I was gotta say that in my stream, I just got one rule, and that is if you want to stay in tune of what I'm doing today, and if you want to see me enthusiastic for today's stream, I want you all to interact with me with anything and everything that's coming in your mind right now regarding the skill or anything regarding to the stream or anything you would like to tell me, notify me, question me, or anything. It's just up to you, because if we make it interactive, then it's easier for me to understand your needs and it's easier for you to learn better. So it's better if you use the chats for that. Okay, so we just spoke about the use cases of a audio streaming skill, about what exactly it can do. So it can do a lot of stuff. So I was just speaking about the newsroom example. So if any of you who have just recently joined, if you've ever used an audio streaming skill for some other purpose as well, do let me know, because I want to learn as well. So I'm just dabbling with you. So well, I think there is a short tutorial as well to this particular skill that I'd be going or walking through ahead today. But I think we had a couple of questions on that in our YouTube channel about a couple of things which I'd be covering today as an answer to them and to a lot of you who are new in here. And also, if you want to do this real quick, you can go and just follow the tutorial. I would share the link shortly by the end of this episode. So the main idea behind doing a stream that's lengthier is just to do a ask me anything session while I do the template. So that's just giving you the space to make it easier, quite indirect. So now moving ahead, we just go to a couple of things which are quite important. So the first thing about using this, you need chance metadata in real time, dynamic title, artist, and image. Yeah, you can do that. If you are you talking about doing it with the usage of a what is it called, audio player interface, Oliver? Well, you can do that. When I go to the directive, I think that's the only thing which can help you with this. So you can just store the image, name of artist, and other stuff in your S3 bucket, and then you can just use the URL wherever in your S3 bucket, the URL to that particular image in your directive, and you can use that. And if you want to dynamic title means what do you mean? Like if you're having a podcast for a regular basis, and it can be it's like you mean that if today the song of Mr. X is playing, tomorrow the song of Mr. Y would play, so you want the titles to switch from X to Y. Is that what you mean when you talk about dynamic title? In that case, you can just have an array where you can store all the names, and you can have a date function or date function, and with respect to that, it would just keep following the array with respect to every particular day. You can do that in your code. That is one approach that I can think of if that is what you are asking, Oliver. So this is what I can think of in a minute. Yeah. So let's come to the important requirements. So when I speak about audio stream requirements, so it's important that the URL that you'd be using in your template, in your skill. So that needs to have all these things supported, as you can see on my screen. I'm not sure if it's quite visible. Do I need to make it larger? Is it visible? Let me know if it is not. Okay, so this is by the way taken from the documents of Amazon, where you have everything documented about audio streaming, audio player interface. So above all these things, I think it's very important that you check these supported formats, which could be particularly these and nothing else. So if you check the bit rates, it's from 16 kbps to 384 kbps. So I'm not sure if you have ever used Audio for Alexa. So I think Audio for Alexa is quite a big illusion. If you're hosting your audio using your personal AWS S3 bucket, not the hosted one that comes in with your hosted skill. I'm not speaking about the media utilities of the hosted skill. I'm just talking about when you go to AWS and console and go to your S3 bucket. So when you just put an audio in there, you cannot genuinely hey Shubham, yeah, thanks for letting me know. I was confused about if it is visible. Okay, so when you genuinely go to your you're hosting your audio from your S3 bucket, it's quite important always to maintain the SSML standard requirements. So as you see there, I think your bit rates need to be constant with a rate of 48 kbps, else your audio won't play. So in the same way, the streaming URL needs to have all these properties, else your URL won't play. And make sure that you choose the URL correctly. That is something that I'm gonna show you. I don't understand I haven't got a lot of URL really, but I don't know if this would be the right language to put in what I am trying to explain, because I'm trying to think about it as well. So the URLs ending with .mp3 extensions really work out to play. And the ones that do not end with the .mp3 extensions, it's important that they don't play because they are just URLs. So these are a couple of things. So I think that quite clearly tells the format. And the URL, even if it doesn't have a .mp3 extension, but it's like when you hit the URL, the music automatically starts playing, then it's gonna work. So I'm just gonna give you an example. Not sure if this is gonna be the right way to teach you, help you learn, but the URL that I'm gonna be using today is one is this one. It might play a loud music, I'm sorry for that. Oops, just a moment. Yeah, so this one. Okay, so not sure if it's very loud noise. So you see one thing in here is that when you hit the when you hit this URL, it's just the music in here and it starts playing. So this is gonna work. But let's say this is one way it can work if your podcast consists a direct URL like this, which when you hit just starts playing, then this is gonna work in your Alexa skill. But if it's not like this, and if you're gonna have to visit a URL, let's say for an example, if you go to radio station, let's say Radio Mirchi. That's one of the famous, radio stations here in India. So, yeah, if you just go to, let's say, so what happens in here is you gotta hit on listen, and that's playing. But I don't get the URL for this. But yeah, I was trying to, one moment. Oh, I was just trying to find out something. Oh. Or maybe just say, what was the right term podcast. Okay, podcast. So if I go to some podcast, or maybe if I just go to, wait, let me show that example to you. One moment. Oh, that's not working. Yeah, maybe if you just go to iTunes Store and you kind of select any of the playlist, and one moment, let me find something for you. Yeah, so if you have something like this, let's say, so now you got M3U URL, MP3 URL from a Krishna radio stream. Yeah, it's quite difficult. I got 2 URLs for today to explain to you. So the one that I just played, that's one example. So now if you just look at this, and I am not subscribed to this, but still I just want to explain one thing. So on this podcast, if you just go and click on the copy link option, so that's not gonna work. When you copy the link, it's gonna be something like this. But if you just put it on your Alexa skill, it's not gonna work. It should have an extension of .mp3 or the other, And the reason is because when you hit this, it doesn't automatically start playing. And there are a lot of things in the page. But one trick that I can give you today is, I'm not sure if you've ever tried this. So suppose you want to have the exact streaming URL. So suppose you go to a website and you want to have the streaming URL of a particular audio that is playing. There's a disturbance in the mic. Is it still there? Is it still there? I'm not sure. Let me know if it's gone. I don't know what's wrong today. My Rahul, let me know if it's still there. Okay. So if you just go to, I will just switch to my MacBook's, what is it called? Microphone in that case. So if you just go to, if you just go to a website where you got something streaming or playing, and if you just go to, the source of it, you can get the streaming URL. So if you go to development tools and then the source, you can get a URL for that particular audio. So that's another thing. Rahul says try disconnecting and connecting. Yeah, maybe one moment. Okay. Let me know how it is now. I think it should be better. Yeah, so these things just keep happening, but please don't leave me in the middle because I'm trying to help you. Okay, so that's something that I was talking about. I think my audio is quite clear now because I see the graph going excellently good now in my OBS. Okay, so now let's go to what is it called? Back to our streaming deck. So that was about the URL. So I played example of one URL, the audio1.maxi80, and the other URL looks something like this. So I'm not gonna play it because I don't know why it gives very weird kind of voices. I'm not sure. You can try this. Okay, so I just and I'm not supposed to maybe share this because I just picked this up randomly, which was publicly there somewhere. Oh, that's a nice thing. When you keep moving your mouse, it just becomes larger. This is something that I learned right now. Okay, so this I'm not gonna play this. So if you wanna check this, you can just maybe play it on your own PC and try it out. So yeah, that just gives the reason why I wanted to share it, because it has got a .mp3 extension. So that's the reason. So this also plays if you just go in here and if you just put this in your Alexa skill, then this is gonna play. Now let's go back to our deck and let's present. Hi Shubham, thanks for joining in. So now if we go to the features of our audio player interface. So when we mean the audio streaming skill, so it's not a interface or an API. So it's just the name that we've given to our template that we'll be using today to depict this entire functionality. So when you go to your Alexa development console and when you enable the what is it called, the audio player interface, then you just get two intents automatically built up. So now that is the pause intent, and I think that's the, wait a moment, I just forgot. So I will tell you which are those because I actually don't remember. I need to check. And with that, the rest of the intents come for, like, when you go somewhere, you buy something and get stuff for free. So the rest of the intents just come for free. Okay, that's just the layman's language. So the rest of the intents are just, built in and you can utilize them. They just come along with them when you use the audio player interface. So these are a couple of things that I wanted to share about the features of the audio player interface. So let's say, suppose you have a podcast and you want to say that play the next stream, or you want to say play stream number 2, or whatever name you'd want to give. So you need to put that on your utterance, and you have to, so suppose stream 1 is playing, but you want to play stream 2, so you have to say Alexa next. So the skill is not gonna, you need not to say Alexa ask podcast 1, the name of your skill, to play stream number 2. You can just say Alexa next. So it's gonna move to the next stream that you've mentioned in the array of the directive. I hope I could explain. So now if you what else have I kept on my deck? Oh yeah, so this was just an example which I picked from the same documentation of the audio player interface reference in the Amazon Alexa documents. So this is how it's gonna work. So if this is the name of the skill and if you want to play the latest episode, so this latest episode is supposed to be, it could be captured in a maybe intent inside of which you would be uploading the streams which are, it's like you'd update streams for a daily basis or something like that, and then it just opens that episode, and when you say next, then it's gonna again it's gonna send this back to the podcast player, and it hits the next intent, then it just takes the right action for the next and just closes this closed section. So that is how it works. If you say pause, then you don't need to, that's what I was saying, that you don't need to say like Alexa ask podcast this or that to pause the stream. Normally what happens to our skills, what happens to our normal skills? So when we say that Alexa don't stop, Alexa stop, yeah, so she wakes up real quick. That's bad. Hi Dhananjay, thanks for joining in. And yeah, so when we say that Alexa, oh sorry, shoot, Alexa stop, yeah, I'm so sorry. So when we say her to do something else apart from the first intent, launch intent, or the intent that we trigger, we need to use the invocation name to do the next task. Or say a fact skill, to hear another fact, we need to say the invocation name, her name, invocation name, and then we need to say do this or do that. But in this case, we don't need to do that. So because everything's set up and built in that way, so it just comes along together, all these intents, whenever you hit the audio player interface option from your interfaces. So that's a lot of theory, a lot of explanation. Now let's go ahead and get one built. So when you go to skilltemplates.com, so you're gonna find everything set up in here, and this is it. So now if you go below, and I need to find out where's the audio streaming. Oh, it's in here. And one information in here, I think the audio streaming example has been our most used template, one of the most used template in among all the templates. So when we go to analytics and check this, it makes us feel really good, because the usage and performance of this has been really great. So yeah, I can mute her, but the thing is, it's fine, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. So I think it's like you have a sibling around you trying to annoy you. So it's kind of funny, I take it that way. Anyway, and I'm sorry if I also invoked your Alexa's in your room. Oh, she heard that as well. I mean, oh my god, look at her. Alexa, stop. That's more than funny. I just whispered her name. Okay, so now let's go to the audio streaming example. So what I was saying is that this has been really great and Dabble up. So when we go to the audio streaming example, so it's gonna give me an option to start deploying. Okay, so now I'm gonna log in. This is gonna start. I'm gonna choose an account, and this would take some time to be deployed. So yeah, so by the time, how about we have a little chat about, you tell me some ways apart from the one we just discussed how a audio streaming template can help you, how you can leverage this template into building some great stuff apart from the regular news or the regular, what is it called, oh, Google Assistant. Yeah, I remember I just built a Google Action long ago, and I think I built two, one using the dialog flow and other using the very basic one. What was it called? The normal templates, the Excel sheets where you're gonna type out the response requests, and I don't know what else. That was fun. That was fun. That was once upon a time in a long time. But yeah, I don't know why I got this attraction towards the opposite of Google Assistant, the one that we're. I mean, I got an attraction towards Alexa more than anything else. So I just muted her and then I spoke. So yeah, these are a couple of things. But what do you prefer, Google Actions or Alexa skills? What do you prefer? I mean, and why? I don't have a reason why I prefer her over everything. I don't have a reason for it. But you might have. Alright, I see it's just a few more seconds. So this takes some time to deploy. So this is our Alexa one click, and it's deployed. He says that this template saves his life. Yeah, Oliver, today we were just having a stand-up call and Rahul was there as well. I think if he's around, he might be able to, you know, also correspond to what I'm gonna say. That the main idea is to help people like you as well who wanna have skills built for themselves or for enterprise level or for business, and it's not quite always necessary that you're a developer. I mean, you can be a person who just wants a skill built for their usage. So we want to make sure that we enable this for both developers and non-developers. So that's our main goal, and that is what we're trying to do. And these streams and tutorials are just to walk you through the process. Today it's you, tomorrow it can be someone who's completely new to this and they want help. So this is how we do it. I'm not sure how many people I get to come along me. Oh my god. One moment, let me just check my. I will get an email. And let me just approve it. Just approved it. Great. Yeah. So So there can be someone who is new to this and they want some help. So that's why this becomes very primary for us. Thank you for the great comment. Okay, that's good to know, Oliver. I'm really glad that our templates could help you. That's a very big thing for us. And thanks for joining today. Okay, so now let us go to the template. So our template is deployed in here. So now we can go to template tray and here it is. So Rahul speaks about more templates. So before I go to anything else, so let me just go and tell you people a short thing now. So when you go to the code, and you will find that this basic template is only for a single stream. So how about if your requirement is you want multiple streams, or you want multiple multiple streams or multiple audio podcasts? So what are you gonna do then? So you can directly go to dabble.com and go to templates, and we have some premium templates as well. So if you go to You have to register. You have to, yeah. So now if you go to register, like I am signed up for the, free ones. So now if you want to have premium templates, then you can use these. So with these, you'll be able to have access to templates that have functionalities like multiple streams together, and they are just set up perfectly. Like we have so many intents. Like if you go and check this intent in here, so many intents, the ones that we just spoke about in our deck. Oops. Yeah, here. So all of them are not handled in our basic templates because it's just a way to show you how you can use it, or if you want something real quick, a project or something. So you can if you just go to the premium ones, then you'd be able to have access to these templates where you have just an example is the multiple streaming template with all these things, and where these intent handlers are handled gracefully. So when I mean handled gracefully, I mean you have a message to each and every request you make to Alexa. So Alexa's gonna give you the right response. So if you say that next, and suppose there is no next, you just are on the fourth stream. So, and there is no fifth stream. So she's gonna say there is no fifth stream. So that is how you're handling that particular next intent gracefully. So that is what I mean. So these things are all available in our premium templates. You can have a look at them. So now let's get back to our console and get something to working. So let's use the Alexa hosted endpoints, and now let's go to where do we go first? We go to build. So now when I mean the audio player interface that I just spoke about the whole time, so it is if you just go to interfaces, so this is it. So this skill, when you deploy it, automatically enables your audio player interface. Elsewhere, if you are doing a skill from scratch, then this is not gonna work. So you have to turn it on yourself. Then only it's gonna work. Now if you go to interaction model, if you go to intents, you'll be able to check a lot of things. So how about is it visible? I am blindly doing stuff, but I'm not sure if it's visible. Oliver says his idea is to achieve the metadata change in real time consumed from an API. Oh yeah, I think those can be done very well. It's just a matter of just exploring and dabbling around it. So, but I like your idea, Oliver. So maybe we can try to accomplish that, and maybe you can tell us what you found out. And yeah, I mean, that's a great thought. So I think that's the idea behind every skill that you build, to make it more innovative. Hi Shivam, thanks for joining. And okay, so I think it's visible. I don't get any responses for this. So now if you go to all the intents in here, so you see that these two intents are required. So when you hit the audio player interface, so these are the two intents I was speaking about. So when you turn that on, these two particular intents kind of take effect and build in your interaction model inside your intents automatically. And the rest are just the built-in ones. The rest, when I say rest, I mean the shuffle off, the loop off intent, the start over intent, the shuffle on intent, previous, next, loop on, and I think play stream intent and about intent. So these are these two are custom, so the rest are built-in. So when I say built-in, you don't need to go and try to hit your own utterances, because they have built-in utterances and built-in intents. So that is what I mean. So these are two things, and the third thing is this particular skill, or whenever you're making a skill, be it without our template or be it without our template, the audio player interface only works with your Echo device. It wouldn't work in your Alexa developer console testing simulator. So that's the third point to keep in your mind. So now if you go to the so what's the invocation name? It's template tree. You can change it to anything that you want to have. Let's just first see the no, I would not use my microphone, because what happens is, maybe I'm not sure if I just have selected the audio output, and anyway this is not going to work. So the reason I came to the testing console, which is important that you do, is you have to enable this from off to development, else you'll not be able to test this out. So it's in English US, and that is it. So now if you want to test this out, so oh yeah, and one more thing I want to show you. So this is the thing that comes in our YouTube channel, that this isn't working. So why this isn't working, I will tell you that. Now let us see how it sounds like when it doesn't work. Alexa, open template tree.
Starting stream 1.
Yeah, so it just said starting stream 1, and then it didn't say anything. Anyone has any idea why that is? That is because this URL which we have given by default for you to understand how this works, it is geo-restricted in India. I'm not sure about the other countries, but this doesn't work in India. So it's completely geo-restricted. So as you see, this isn't working, but that's the reason I found out another URL that we'd be using today for testing out. So what we're gonna do to depict the use case of this particular stream, I would use that. So maybe I go and select copy link. Oliver wants to collaborate with Dabble. Great to know. Thank you so much for your interest with us. I think yeah, Rahul, yeah, you can get in touch with him, or you can get in touch with any of us, and he'd be able to help you. Shiva asks, can you tell me what mic you're using? Yeah, this is a, what is it? It is a Power BM800. That's just a, I think it's just a local microphone. It's not a branded one, but if it sounds good, I'm glad that I got it at such cheap rate. It just took me around 2,000 rupees INR. For this microphone, and it's a great deal. So now I'm gonna paste this because this kind of works. So I'm gonna deploy this and let it be deployed. So let's take a quick look at this. Yeah, that's a good point that Rahul made, that it doesn't have a valid SSL certificate. It has to start with that. So when I was talking about the requirements, so this is very important, that when you build your skill, you can, if you're looking forward to build a skill, you can maybe have a picture of this. I can make it larger, or you can go to the documentation of the audio player interface. It's a long documentation, but if you can read it through, it's super helpful. It's gonna help you. Okay, so now I have changed it to this. Now I'm gonna speak about I'll deploy it, maybe test it out, and then talk about the code. Okay, so this is just getting deployed. I really hope today's stream is not too boring and it's informative. Okay, Alexa, open template tree.
Starting stream 1.
What was that? Alexa, stop! Okay, so that was scary. Oh my god, I just literally like that because the volumes just got high, but anyway, I was just trying to explain that it's working. I mean, this is so embarrassing, right? I'm on a live stream and I'm just giving my live reactions to things happening around me. Okay, so now let's get back to the code and understand a little bit of it. I think it's visible, and maybe I just make it a bit larger. Cool. So now if you just go in here and if you start checking. So this is known as the directive. So what a directive is, a directive consists of information about your particular interface. So if you want, these are what are to be called of. Yeah, Chuck, I know. I'm so sorry for the stroke. Okay, so yeah, so this consists of the token. Token is the number, kind of an ID to which you can map to directly for fetching the audio against that. And the URL consists of the, you know what, the URL to the strange music that I just played, which scared all of us, gave us a stroke. And then we go to couple of things. You can change the title, you can turn it to radio or something, whatever makes sense to your stream or podcast. And the subtitle is also something that you can you can also change. And then if you want to call out your subtitle, you have to do that inside of your intent handler. Then these are sources. So if you're having a echo show, this would be helpful because this image is directly taken from our personal S3 bucket where we have saved all these images. So this is what's gonna start when you play this. So this is APL supported. So that's the other thing. And this is the background image that's gonna be there in your echo show, and you can just adjust it as per your wish. Then we go to the play stream intent handler. So this satisfies all the intents, which is resume, loop on, and the rest of it. And we haven't actually handled all of these in particular in our basic template. So if you would be using the premium templates, you'll have all these handled separately, gracefully. That's the right word. And it's gonna work out like each and every of these intent handlers would have a specific message. Like if it works, then it'll give out a message, and if it doesn't, then it'll give out a negative message, or that would inform you that this is not gonna work. So that's the idea behind it. And then this is the part where you just write the value of your array you stated in here, and then this is it, stream.metadata.title. So if you say starting subtitle, if you want to speak out the subtitle, you can say stream.metadata.subtitle, or maybe you can just have an additional line, or you can just customize it in your own way. And this is the main part where your stream URL token and everything is just getting bunched out and it's getting played just after it speaks out this starting stream one thing. So you just have the directive with all the information. It's kind of a JSON, and all this information you kind of fetch in this handler. Okay, so if you we have our premium template built up, it's good always, but even if you don't want to do that and maybe use this, or you want to do something from scratch, so the directive that I just showed, maybe you can just extend this in a separate skill data.js or data.js file, or anything that you would name it, with an array of all the streams that you want to use, the multiple streams. So that was the explanation. And then we have about handler. So if we just say tell me about this skill with the invocation name and about, it's gonna tell us that this is a free template and blah blah blah. And then we know the cancel and all other handlers, which are just there, the custom ones, the required ones. So now whenever you do anything, make sure that you kind of export all of them. If you're even trying to handle any of those external I mean, all those intents which are not handled. If you want to make handlers to them, make sure that export them, else they're not gonna work. So these are a couple of things, and I think that makes it whole in explaining this template. So you say it's pretty simple. You just gotta go and make changes, and you don't need to really work hard on the code if you just want something to be set up real quick. So that's all about this template. So once again, if you want to go and check out the multiple streams and other type of templates, you can go and check out our premium templates, and we have a lot of plans. So that's about the skill, and now I'm gonna stop sharing my stream, and I would just talk to you. So friends, that was all about today, and trust me, it was so much fun talking to you, because I this is my what is it called? This is my episode 9, and as I said, this was my second last episode. So coming Friday would be my last episode, and I would try to do something special for you all, only if I could have my brains geared up to do something unique this week, if they are in the right place, because I kind of get mad sometimes working and all the other things. But yeah, of course, I have good plans, and also stay tuned to all our Dabble Lab channels. And if you really like today's stream, do not forget to hit a like and subscribe and share this video with your friends or someone who's looking out to build a podcast or something. Thanks, Startup Sanatan, and thanks, Oliver. Greetings from India. Well, I'm from India, and I'm so happy to know that I got someone from Mexico today. So thanks for watching, and yeah, do not forget to hit the like button, because that's how I evaluate myself as well. I kind of get to know what my viewers felt about me. If you want to reach out to me, you can follow me on Twitter. Just oops, I didn't go to the last slide today, so you know where to follow me. So if you just, or you go to the Dabble Labs Twitter handle, you can find me. You know, my face is displayed just all over there, and so is Rahul's and everyone from Dabble Labs. So do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do not forget to follow us on Twitter, and keep this going. So let's make this amazing. Let's make the next week amazing. And thanks, Shubham. Thank you so much. That is what I aim towards. I hope it helped. And yeah, you can also join us in our Discord channel. That is what Rahul shared. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for joining in, and I hope you have a great day, great rest of the day if it is day for you, and if it's evening, and have a great rest of the evening, and good night to people in India. All right, bye.